Hey, what's up guys? Today we have a new Throne and Liberty video, but before we get to it, I just would like to thank everybody for subscribing, for running up the views on my older videos about Tier 1 dungeons that I made on Korea almost 1 year ago. Now they're getting a lot of traction, a lot of views. I'm getting new subscribers. I got about 100, I think, in the past week. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Appreciate for the support, for all the positive and even negative comments as well. So, just keep sharing, keep liking, keep leaving comments, and I'll be very, very happy. And yeah, once again, appreciate you guys. In today's video, we're gonna talk about farming Lucent, how I farm Lucent. Let me move this. Currently, you can see, I think, yeah, I'm gonna move both mine on the top. Currently, you can see, uh, totally, I farmed about 21.5K Lucent in 2 weeks as a mostly solo, player, maybe a little bit above casual. Some days I don't play at all, some days I play only a few hours, but there's some days, I wake up early and I have about like 5, 6 hours I could play if I do wake up early enough. So, everybody could do it. You don't need a guild for this. You don't need no crazy group, crazy party. So yeah, let's get to it. The first, let me just show you at first, everything I sold, so you could see. This will require you luck, of course, because this game has a lot of RNG and also a little bit of thinking as well. At the beginning, I was selling stuff without thinking at all. When the game first came out, I was just trying to sell whatever I could, to get a little bit of Lucent, not really paying attention to the prices. As you can see, like I sold skill damage resistance cloak for 250 and then somebody else bought my max mana cloak for 300 on start. So it's like it's kind of crazy. Uh, but then further in the game I started thinking more, started thinking what I can do to get the most Lucent I could. And as you could see, like here I have a recipe for a ring that I sold for 6,700, and then the recipe for the necklace I sold it for 6,600, uh, which is like I would say mm, about like $100 each. Yes, something like that. A little bit, or even a little bit over than $100 if you transfer crystals to real money. Prices are lower right now, guys. I'm gonna tell you right away, but we'll get to it. I'm gonna explain everything how I've done it and what you can do, to maximize your farm and get the most Lucent there is. And now, as you can see, like lately, I've been just doing about 1,000, at least 1,000, I think, Lucent a day, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more. So yeah, let's get to it. The first thing you can do. This method is very easy. I'd say it's for the laziest people or people who don't have time at all. All of this is requires you doing your daily contract quests, which you get 10 a day. Um, and you could spend them at the contract coin merchant on green recipes. Here you see either accessories or weapons or armor. I'd suggest to buy accessories because mostly you could get like the most profit, from them, and they cost only 50. But what you gotta do is you gotta check the auction all the time. You gotta check the auction. See, here is like, for example, necklace examples. You find the most expensive piece out of all the green gears, weapons, armors, or necklaces. I mean, accessories. Here you can see is the necklace. So you can see necklace of endurance is 86. 86, it's for any trade, like the lowest price. Once you click on it, you can see. Um, Hold on. You can see max health is the least selling trade. It goes for 86 as well as health regen. But then some trades are 90 and skill damage boosters is 134. So one contract gives you 50 coins. So if you do accessories or armors, you will have about 10 crafts every day if you spend all your coins on the recipes. And that's just for the laziest people if you don't want to try nothing else. Um, Even if you don't great success the craft, you could still sell some of the traits. The least you'll make is 10, which is almost nothing. But skill damage boost still goes for 70. The further game progresses, the green stuff will keep dropping. So that's why on the start it used to cost a lot more, but you could still make a little bit of Lucent. Uh, so, but this is like, yeah, this is, this way you won't make too much. It's just like if you really don't have time at all, if you play like an hour a day, 2 hours a day, like this is what you could do, to spend your contract coins and try your luck. And moving on further, guys, I would like to talk about farming in the open world, extracting traits, converting gear to lithographs, and selling it on auction houses. Yes, open world and open world dungeons, which I would like to start with. Don't forget that each week at the general merchant you can buy allied resistant forces contract scrolls, 6 a week, and each scroll will give you one contract for every dungeon, um, which are 4 dungeons with mobs level 50 plus. That's Silius Abyss, floor 5-6, Saradoma Island, Sanctum of Desire, which opens every time it rains in the game, and Shadow Crypt. Consider that you can dissolve the contracts for the dungeon that you don't like. For example, if you don't want to wait for the Sanctum of Desire, you don't want to wait until it rains in the game. You can dissolve those contracts and craft contracts for like Saradoma Island or Shadow Crypt, for example. But be mindful that you have to dissolve 2 contracts in order to craft one. So you're losing on 1 contract every time. And each contract gives you 1 abyssal token that you further can exchange for a chest and equipment, which I will show. But let's continue with the contracts, right? Another way. Oops, sorry, I messed up. I skipped the video. Another way to get the contracts is from these purple bags, from the pouches, right? Which you can buy for your contract tokens from doing dailies. Here you can see Precious Blessing pouch, or you can roll them in your daily quests as well. And besides that, you can buy them in the shop for your ornate. I believe that's what it's called, the red tokens, right? The ornate tokens, something like that. Here you can see you can buy 15 a month. They cost 45 each. Me personally, guys, I spend them since the start. This is the first thing I buy before even the enchanted ink or extraction tokens or enchants or anything else. This is the first thing I spend my ornate coins on every month. I'm trying to max out on these bags. This is how I was able to get the recipes for the rings that I sold for 6,500 or whatever. And here you can see, right? You can buy 15. Also, you have an RNG chance to get pretty cool items from the pouch. Like here, you can see I got the bow with the hit chance, which is also good. You can extract the trait and sell it on the auction house, or you can trade your weapons, if they already have the hit chance opened. But as you can see, I also got 2 contracts for Shadow Crypt. So every purple bag will give you 2 random contracts to random dungeons. So every time I have an opportunity to get a purple bag, I make sure that, I get it before anything else. Because there's a good chance of getting an item and 2 contracts 100%. Then later, once you've been finishing your contract quest, like I said, each contract will give you 1 abyssal token, and this abyssal token is what currency, abyss currency. You can you can trade for chests for each dungeon. So you can selectively pick gear from any dungeon, whether it's Sanctum of Desire or Saradom or Silius Abyss. But here you can see, right? You can see the items you could get. So what I did, guys, what I did on the start is basically I spent all the ornate coins on the pouches. Uh, then a week later, the month refreshed because the early access was the end of September, and October 1st or 2nd, the month refreshed. We were able to get another 15, and plus I was trying to roll all my dailies to get the purple bags as well. So basically, yeah, any chance I had, I was making sure I was getting the contracts. And then I got so many contracts that I was able to dissolve every single dungeon besides Shadow Crypt, because at that time Shadow Crypt was the only dungeon available. So I dissolved all the other dungeons and I had about like 80 something Shadow Crypt contracts in total. Not, no, 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 I'm lying. I had probably about like 50 and the rest was from purple bags. You know. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. My bad, I'm freaking lagging. In total, yeah, from everything, yeah, I had about like 80 something. So I was able to get two recipes from the dungeon that wasn't even opened for another week or two, you know. So Silius Abyss level 5, 6 on our server opened only just today. Today people were able to go and get all these items from drops, you know. Oh, but because I had 80 Abyss currency early in the game, I was able to buy two of these chests, and like you saw in the beginning, I made the lithograph out of Clasp of the Conqueror and the Alabaster Band Ring. So I sold those expensive because not a lot of people had them, and the prices was really high. That's why I'm saying that's why you have to go through the items that you could possibly farm. You could look them up on auction house, and you gotta see, you know, what you gotta pick before you want to make some money. So I decided to sacrifice getting gear for myself so I could make some money first, because I know price is gonna go down eventually, you know, and maybe I could, instead of farming, just buy it all. Like at this point, I'm sure I have enough Lucent to buy like a medium, you know, all the medium trades. Like I could trade fully my purple weapons, you know, my armors and stuff. It won't be the best armor options probably, and weapon options, of course, like no boss weapons, no weapons, arc boss weapons, but the regular dungeon purple weapons, I could fully trade them already. You know, I could have all my armors traded out if I want to, but I'm just saving loose and I'm trying to farm while prices are still unstable. So that's why, you know, that's why you gotta really look at all the possibilities of the farming, and you know, look at the auction house and kind of figure out what you want to farm. And besides that, guys, when you farm in the open world dungeons, you do get a lot of drops. Here you can see I get the wand. Here on Saradoma I got the staff with the heavy attack trait. And here you see, once you get these items, you kind of look the prices for the traits on the auction house, you know, and you kind of decide like, do I want to sell it? Or what you could do, especially when you get a bad trait, don't think that the weapon or armor or accessory piece is bad right away. What you could do, guys, is you could find the lithograph for it on the auction house. See, like earlier today, I got the Sacred Manuscript wand. It's 3,000 almost on the auction house. So yeah, you kind of like search for the items, you know, that you have, even if they have bad traits, and you look the recipes, the prices of the recipes on the auction house, and you see if those that go for 1,000 and up, as far as armor and accessories, I be making lithographs out of them and selling them on the auction house. Anything thousand, like under 1,000, I kind of be skeptical because it takes some of the resources that are very limited. So you can go to the armor, weapon, or accessory craft manager, and you find precious blank lithograph, and you see what you need to craft. You need a lot of parchments, you need enchanted ink, you need materials, which materials I get from my daily. Every daily contract I do, I try to select the blue mats so I can craft purple later. And you need the stones, right? That you get in open world dungeons. Uh, Mostly, guys, I do not make weapon lithographs. Weapon lithographs are very expensive. Armor and accessory only require 5 stones, and they're very cheap on the auction house as well. While weapon stones is still about 100 plus lucent per one for the red one, right? And also you need 10 to make a weapon lithograph. You need 10 stones. So this is very expensive. So unless the weapon lithograph that you're trying to sell costs a lot of money on the auction house, I would say from 3,000 and up, it's not worth making a weapon lithograph. So enchanted ink, here you see the enchanted ink. How you get enchanted ink? You can get them for contract tokens. You are limited to 50 a week, 50 enchanted ink a week, right? So it's either one weapon lithograph or two accessory or armor lithographs. That's why I also kind of go for armor or accessories, you know, if it makes sense, because you can just make more. And every month you can buy 100 of enchanted ink from your store, you know, with ornate coins. So that's basically 4 accessory or armor recipes a month, or 2 weapon. And yeah, and every week you can get 50 from contract merchant. Yeah, and kind of you just, every drop you get in the open world, if the trade is bad, you look how much the lithograph costs. If the trade is good, you look how much the trade costs on the market, and you kind of make your own decision, whether you extract the trade or you make a lithograph and sell the lithograph on the thing. Oh yeah, also I didn't find the video, I probably didn't find, but once you have a lithograph, all you gotta do, you open your inventory, there will be a on your left bottom corner in your inventory there's a lithograph option. You click on it, you click on the item you would like to make a lithograph out of the item, and all it asks is for this thing, and you turn your item into a lithograph that is sellable on the auction house. That's how you sell items, guys. You turn them into lithograph and you sell them on auction house. And the third way, guys, the third way of farming Lucent, again, that's um, it fits like you if you're a very lazy person, or not just lazy, if you all you do is your dailies, right? You can make a little bit of Lucent, or like you at least have let's say you have a chance to make some Lucent, right? Like, but the chance is smaller unless you're a guy who can make alt characters and keep farming dungeons on your alt characters, because Lucent, oops, sorry, Lucent is shared. Uh, yeah, all the Lucent is shared on your account. Like here you see 18k, almost 19. If I go on another server, even on another region, I will have the same amount of Lucent. So they shared. So what you could do, you could make alt characters if you have a lot of time. You can go through dungeons. You can see that what they drop in the dungeons, the items, right? And you can go on auction house and look for the traits, right? For example, okay, look, the weapons that dropped in dungeons, you cannot make lithograph out of them. You can only sell the traits, right? Because you can't craft them just from regular resources. So all the weapons that are droppable in the dungeons, you can just look up which dungeon drops what weapon. Then you can go on the auction house and look up traits. See, like for example, Karnik's Netherblade, heavy attack chance is only for 940. If I go to the bow, it's gonna be 1500 already, right? So bow is better, but they drop in the same dungeons. But then you, for example, you check like the crossbow, or like any other weapon. See, the crossbow here is. Oh wait, hold on, sorry, I messed up. Uh, and come back. Yeah, the crossbow here is 1600, right? So it's higher than anything else. So Temple of Slaughter probably makes more sense to farm if you're trying to farm this. Yeah, so you kind of go based off what dungeon drops what and what's most expensive at the time, right? And you could do all the dungeon runs for the specific dungeon on all your alt characters and then just sell the traits. This method is a little bit like annoying. It requires you having a lot of time to level alt characters. You don't. The good thing is that you don't really need good gear to farm these dungeons in terms of like everything that you get at the end of story quests. You pretty much get enough. Oops, you pretty much get enough to make your blue weapon level 9, both of them, and your blue armor level 9, and that's more than enough already if you know the mechanics to go farm the dungeons. If you have friends to farm dungeons with, it's faster. If not, I mean, there's some, a lot of randoms have problems, but a lot of randoms catching up already. But yeah, you can just be doing this and selling it on auction as well. And that's how, guys. That's how I made 21, almost 22,000 of Lucent in 2 weeks. I know people who made way more. I know people who made way less. Yeah, I know people who didn't make anything. I know a lot of people don't even know how to make a lithograph out of item, so you could sell it. But the point is, guys, that 2100, I mean 21,000 Lucent in real money is over $400, a little bit over, right? And I didn't have to spend those $400. All I had to do was play the game and just be a little bit, not even smart, but just mindful, of what and how and when you sell it. Just study the market, study the price, and that's why I like MMORPGs, because players make an economy of the servers, and like I don't know, it requires more than just pressing buttons. in these games. So, and only like a lot of people, they see the systems, they scream pay to win this, pay to win that, but in reality, it takes a little bit of brain to just, sit down and understand how all of this works. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. Hopefully, you guys, hopefully like I was able to help at least a little bit. And if I did, please don't forget to like, share the video, subscribe. Again, thank you so much to all the new followers, to all the old followers who never unfollowed, who keep watching the videos and leaving comments. Love everybody, and I hope to see you guys in game. And yeah, next video is gonna be soon. If you need me to make like a specific video on something, just don't be shy, drop a comment on what you'd like to know. Honestly, like I don't like making guides about characters and stuff like that because I believe everybody should, to enjoy the game fully, you should like learn it yourself, test stuff. Some stuff, yeah, maybe like it's better when other test it if it requires a lot of, you know, tries and stuff like that. But I don't know, something about just when you learn the game on your own and you finally understand, it makes it way better than copy pasting another person ideas. Looking at builds for classes and this and that. Just have a general understanding of the game and then use your own brain and try to think what works for you. But thanks again, guys, and I'll see you next video. Peace.